How are you today? Hope you're doing okay. Oh my gosh. I hope that you have been looking at all those videos that we have posted on pronunciation. And today I almost put this one in the pronunciation video course because it does deal with pronunciation, but we're going to learn a little bit about using the dictionary and how to kind of, if you don't have a native speaker to listen to the word, or your dictionary in your telephone doesn't have a pronunciation, I'll show you some things. In a dictionary, when you look at a word, if it's a multi-syllable word, like dictionary, all right? So we got dictionary, there, in every word, there are strengths in the word, and usually it's in a vowel. You've learned the importance of vowel is the trigger to all English words. It's what makes the sound. But there are consonants that are strong also, and sometimes the way a word is meant to be said, it comes from the consonant, not always the vowel. And I know that's a little confusing, and I agree with you, it can be, but when you listen to me when I say the vocabulary, or if I say the word dictionary, all right, that I'm going to give it away, the secret. The loudest part of that word, the stress of the word, was on that D, dictionary. I'm looking at a dictionary, and that's a big sound for that word. There's no other major places to have a stress, so everything is on dictionary. I'm looking at a dictionary, and anyhow, when you look at those words in the dictionary, you'll see these little marks over the word, and that's where it's meant to be stressed. And the little mark will either be right before the stress point or just after. Okay, and depending on what dictionary you use, you'll notice it, and it'll help you when you see a new word, a new vocabulary. It's really handy to kind of understand how it's meant to be said. And when we get to the vocabulary here in just a few minutes, you'll see how important it is, especially when I say stuff like photograph, photographic, photographer, photography. You'll see where those stress marks are and how they relate, okay? So anyhow, we're just going to talk about, and I'm going to show you these stress marks of the words, and you'll get the hang of it, okay? This is not a real technical lesson. I'm just trying to help you when you look at a dictionary, either on your phone, on the computer, or in a book. You can kind of figure out how the word is meant to be said. Then when you listen to a native speaker say it, or you hit the little bell, like on the website, and they go, dictionary, you'll hear those different sounds. And again, we won't go into the American-British thing, but there are some differences there also. And everything I'm telling you is basically Merriam-Webster, American English Dictionary, and how we speak here in America. So, enough of me talking. Let's go take a look at the lesson, and just follow me and listen to how I say the words. And don't forget, subscribe to my videos so you can get those lessons when they come out. It's important to me as a teacher. I want as many people as I can to see my videos. Maybe someday I'll make a lot of money, and I can, when I retire, I'll have lots of money. Who knows? But help me out. I'm going to help you out. And let's go take a look at our lesson today, okay? Okay, let's take a look at our vocabulary here that we're going to use and how they relate with those stress marks. Now remember, really hard consonants, uh, the big vowel, the long vowel sounds often play a part in this pronunciation. And if you just heard me, I said pronunciation, and that long vowel A is the strongest part of that word, and you'll see the stress mark is right there beside the letter A. And so here I'm going to go pronunciation, pronunciation. Hear that? The P, the P is not as loud as the A, and that's kind of how that follows with that word. So let's just say again, say with me, pronunciation, or you go pronunciation. You know, if you want to stress it even more, it's not wrong. You know, you don't have to do that, but in practice, you can say pronunciation, you know, and you can really stress that end of that word. So practice that, pronunciation. You've got great pronunciation. And it's okay if you say pronunciation, but we usually say the pro for to pronounce, and that'll be in another lesson. So anyhow, pronunciation. Number 2, dictionary. And the strongest part of that word is obviously with the D there. You got dictionary. And so dictionary. Do you have a dictionary? See, so it's pretty easy to see the stress in that word. But learn to look for these marks because some words have more, sometimes more than 2 stress marks. Now, number 3, I see more problems with this one word throughout English and almost anything I've ever dealt with. Different nations want to say it differently. And like if you're from India, you might say, oh, he's a photographer, or he studies photography, or something like that. And it's wrong. It's just wrong. But you'll look here, the stress, like I said, let's look at the first word, photograph. All right. And the PH sound there is really, really strong. So that's why they have the stress right there at the first by the PH. I'm going to take a photograph. That is a nice photograph. Hear that? It's really strong in that word. But now, let's go down to the next one, photographer. And that T sound is really, really strong, and that's why that stress mark is there. Now let's listen really close, all right? Photographer, photographer. He's a photographer. She's not a photographer, but he's a photographer. And you can really hear that, especially if you really stress it, photographer. He's a photographer. Again, that's just for practice. You don't hear us do that all the time, but just photographer. He's a photographer. The third one, photographic. And here you got that GR blend in the word, and photographic. You hear that graphic, and that's what makes that word so strong right there in that spot. So again, pay attention to where that stress is, and I'll give you clues to how to say the word. So let's do it one more time. Photographic. She is a very photographic model. See, photographic. Number 4, dynasty. And obviously the DY, the I, that's such a strong sound, dynasty. It's easy to see that one. So we're just repeat after me. dynasty, dynasty. Say it again. Dynasty, dynasty. And number 5 is the state of Alabama. And that's really easy to hear that. Bam. Alabama. That girl comes from Alabama. She was born in Alabama. That's a good one to work on. Now let's take a look at the second set of words and see where we get. Number 6, accompany. Hear that? Accompany. He will accompany his mother to school today. Accompany. Now number 7 has a big vowel sound, which is in a lot of words. Like, all right, here we go. Application. Application. He filled out his job application. So it's easy to see why the stress mark is over that long vowel A there, that CA in that picture that you're looking at. Application. Now, here we go. Here we got something interesting in word number 8, encyclopedia. You got 2 big vowel sounds, and they're both kind of equal. Sometimes words that have 2 stress marks, one is there's a little less emphasis on that particular stress. But here we got encyclopedia, and it's really not, it's actually encyclo. It's like the short vowel O right there. But when I say it slower, I kind of made it that long vowel. So encyclopedia. He bought encyclopedias. When we were kids, we all learned how to say that word because the trend was to buy those books. People came to your door to sell you encyclopedias. So anyhow, encyclopedia. And I would say the heavier stress is on the PE there. But anyhow, that's how you say that word, encyclopedia. Number 9, horizon. All right. Big strong R, big strong I sound. Easy to see why that stress mark is there. Horizon. I saw a ship out on the horizon. Horizon. And number 10, our last one, transportation. I need a new form of transportation. Hear that? T-A, tation. Transportation. So there is that last word, transportation. And if you look at these words, if you say them several times, you'll see how the stress falls with the word. Once you get used to using a dictionary, it's not so bad. So anyhow, that's it for today's lesson, looking at stress marks of the dictionary. And I hope this helps you out a little bit. And we'll see you on the next lesson. Say bye-bye.